Welcome back. Did you guys miss that deck, the Amulet Bloom deck?
No, I don't think anybody does.
Neither do I, but it was just on the replay. It kind of makes you thankful for.
So Victor Curse killed a player cam. That's why we're going straight to that.
Oh, good. I want to shout out Victor Curse for destroying one of our pieces of equipment.
And for being literal human garbage.
Holy smokes! All right.
All right, so we've got Steven Schnelle versus Dan.
It's Steven Schnelle.
Steven Schnelle versus Dan.
Dan Kolodziej? Kolodziej? You take a crack at it. You do it. You do it so we can laugh at you too.
I'll pass.
Nope. Nope. You don't get to laugh at me and then pass.
Look, man, I decided to opt out of the pronunciation and just go with Dan.
All right. Dan. The old 1-4.
Dan was a 4-1.
Was it a 4-1?
Yeah.
Here's a Goblin Guide coming at Steven Schnelle for
Goblin
2
Guide
damage.
is not a 4-1. It's a 2-2.
And he's looking at
Huh?
an engineered explosives. Let's have draw for the turn. See if we can get a Path to Exile out of this Esper deck. Or a Fatal Push.
Pretty sure Path's not really where you want to be, but it would be better than a Tar Pit.
Creeping Tar Pit's the choice.
Supplement our Goblin Guy with a Swift Spear. Get in there.
Here's a Goblin Guide trigger. Gideon, Ally of Zendikar.
Here's a 4-drop.
That's not where you want to be necessarily. If we can get this EE down for 1.
It's a bad proposition either way because you are taking a bunch of damage
All right,
next
here's
turn.
the EE for 1. You've at least stranded any future 1-drops in his hand. He's not going to cast them this turn.
Unless that featured 1-drop is this Lava Spike. Dan notably stuck on 1 land.
This could get Schnelle back into the game. Alright, here's the Marsh Flats coming off the top. Finally, this Goblin Guide connects with a land.
Schnelle down to 8.
It's not where you want to be. I mean, if Dan draws another land here, I'm at 100% sure there's 8 points of burn in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, there might be 8 points of burn in his hand either way.
It would take 3 cards at 1 mana apiece.
Okay.
Whereas if he draws a second land, he can do it in 2 cards.
Potentially, if he has exactly 2 Boros Charms. He definitely has exactly 1 Boros Charm in hand.
Okay. Alright, so Steven wisely is going to get his final Goblin Guide trigger. Sees a Tassiger.
How do you feel about just attacking with a Monastery Swift Spear?
Seems loose.
Does it? If you've only got the 1 Boros Charm that reduces the clock from 2 spells or 3 spells to 2 spells.
Either way, he's going to blow the engineered explosives.
So don't give him information.
I don't know if you're wrong, but
I know it seems loose, that's why I proposed it, but that may have been the right play.
desperate times, you know?
And nobody ever does it against me. And like, man, I get to look at this card for free? Oh, Rift Bolt. Ugh.
Alright, Rift Bolt gets suspended. Thought Scour. Alright, so here's the untap.
Steven needs to draw.
I think Tasker is definitely going to see play. And then
Tassiger isn't going to do anything.
No, I'm not saying the card does anything. I'm just saying he needs to draw, like...
He needs to draw, like, 8 counter spells. Counter all of Dan's removal in his hand, or all of Dan's burn in his hand.
Yeah, he needs to, like...
And maybe one of them, at least one of them, needs to be an absorb, so he can gain some life.
Inquisition would go a long way here.
Inquisition does basically nothing.
Inquisition of Kozilek?
Yeah, so he gets one of the, like, 6 burn spells out of his hand.
Alright, here's a Counter Squall.
Counter Squall's decent because it counters the Rift Bolt, but now he is very dead.
Right, now we're on 2 lands. And if Dan's smart, he's just going to cast the Boros Charm here. You want to resolve the biggest one you can.
Eidolon's no slouch here.
Alright. Here's the obscure magic card that John Douglas mentioned earlier.
Which is not modern legal. We would have to play the slightly more obscure Punish Ignorance to get the same effect.
Costs 1 more mana, right? It's white, white, blue, blue. Punish Ignorance?
No, it's white, blue, blue, black.
Oh, jeez. So this is an absorb
and
an undermine.
Yeah, a 2-for-1. For the low cost of being a 4-mana counterspell, and thus unplayable.
Alright, so Steven's going to go to 6.
So Steven has to know he's living on borrowed time here.
Well, I'm wondering if his plan is to cast Tassiger and Gideon here on the same turn. And then that puts him at, let's see, 4 plus 5 is, plus 2 is 9, 11, plus 3 is 14 from the tar pits.
Baneslayer Angel's a big one. It might be too little too late as there's already Skull Cracks in hand.
Yeah, Skullcrack's real? Holy smokes. But if he can attack here, counter the Skullcrack?
Yeah, if he gets to connect with his Baneslayer Angel and
gosh.
gain life, that's a big deal.
It's gonna be
5 is a big swing.
Man, that's a lot. I'm excited about this. Alright, come on, have the counterspell.
Notably, Dan has to shock himself to do this. So then Dan going down to 9. When you're staring down a 5/5, 9 is not a great place to be. Taps out for another Baneslayer Angel. I appreciate the pageantry, but
Yeah. So
this is
Steven goes
the
to 3.
end.
Here's the Boros Charm. Wondering if he had the counterspell in hand.
I bet you Schnelle's thinking it's getting hot in here right now with all the burn being slung around.
I love these Baneslayer Angels. Can we talk about this?
Talk about Baneslayer Angel? Sure.
Yeah. Is there a better 5-drop to be playing in Modern right now?
Yes.
Okay.
But Baneslayer Angel's
Namely?
pretty sweet. So I would rather play Thragtusk for sure.
Alright. Say we're committed to Esper.
We're committed to Esper.
Yeah.
100% would rather play Revelark. But that's like a totally different deck.
You're a maniac as well.
How
That
about
deck-
Worm Harvest as a 5-drop? I would rather play that one.
Worm Harvest does nothing in this matchup.
In this matchup, sure. But it's a way cooler card.
Oh, you're just talking about... No, I think Baneslayer Angel is like a legitimately good Magic card to be playing in Modern.
I could not disagree more.
Okay, so the only card I can think of that's popular that it dies to is Terminate.
Okay.
It almost won this matchup, Like, if he had a follow-up counter
He
squall...
was never in any position to win this matchup.
If he had a follow-up counter... let's be real.
Let's be 100% real.
If he had a counter squall for the Skullcrack...
Then he's at 2.
No,
dies to the attack from the
He's
Eidolon.
at 6. He's at 6 when he casts a counter squall, goes to 4.
Okay.
He gains 5, goes to 9. Eidolon swings in, he's at 7. Untap, he attacks again, and that requires Dan to have another Skullcrack.
Okay.
Or he goes to 12.
So let's keep it real funky here.
I'm being all of those.
Dan
those
had
were
this
a legitimate line.
Right. So up against a burn deck who had all of its 2-mana spells and didn't draw a second land until turn 4? Then yes, Baneslayer is a legitimate answer to burn and can get you back in the game. But usually, burn has you dead by then.
It's got protection from demons.
You know what? You got a point. You got me.
And dragons. So all the demons and dragons.
Yep.
If
the Stormbreath Dragon deck ain't got nothing.
The Jund Broodmate Dragon deck. Those
got
Jund
nothing.
decks that are topping out in Broodmate Dragon.
Got nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Why don't you say his name? Say it.
Inner GG plus?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know what that means.
Who cares? Gets the people going.
It's provocative. I know. I just remember a time when Baneslayer Angel was like the best card in Standard.
Yeah.
It was such a good Standard.
It was. It was a healthy Standard. How about that?
Much healthier than the Standard now.
Standard. So there's good standards, there's healthy standards, and then there's good and healthy standards and bad and healthy standards. Right now we're in a bad and unhealthy standard.
Define healthy.
Healthy is when you can basically play any type of deck you want. Like, you don't get to play whatever you want. Obviously, there's going to be better decks.
Right.
Right now, it's unhealthy because you can play the Mardu Vehicles deck, or you can try to Mize with some Saheeli decks. And then the fall from those Tier 1 decks to Tier 2 is enormous right now.
Okay. So what's the difference between... I think good... If that's your definition of healthy, I think good and healthy are the same things.
No.
What's good Standard?
So good Standard, a good non-healthy
Here's a Goblin Guide on
Standard.
turn 1. This is not the kind of start Schnelle needs to...
Certainly.
Is that a Lingering Souls?
That's a Lingering Souls.
That's a good card to have.
You have to let it linger. So like an example of a non-healthy good Standard would be like the Fairies Jund Standard, where there's decks that you can play, but you don't get to play all the different archetypes, but it's fun. Like, there's a ton of very interactive Magic being played, and very powerful Magic.
Oh, so you just don't think that this Magic is interactive or powerful?
Oh, I don't think it's... There are powerful things you can do in the Vehicles deck. There are powerful things to do, i.e. the combo in the Saheeli deck. But I don't think they interact with each other at all.
Interesting. I've been told otherwise.
Really? I've been told that the Mardu Vehicles
by like very
mirror
good players. They
is very interactive. But Mardu versus Saheeli is just like, run out what you can and see who gets there.
Alright. So, I don't know when Schnelle fetched there. He must have another Lingering Souls in hand, because I feel like that would be a premium card to see here against the burn deck. It buys you a ton of time.
It might be a little bit slow, but it depends on what's in your hand. Like, if you have the time to get to Lingering Souls, then yeah, it's good. But sometimes you just don't have that much time to tap out on 3 for 2/1/1s.
He's got these OG fetch lands that I really like.
Yeah, those are impressive.
Those look great. 2 lands on turn 2 for Dan, which is
Much better than
a
1
step
land on
up.
turn 2. Certainly.
And I would get in first here, see if I could bait, like if he's gonna path, I'd rather him path me than counterspell this. You concur, like if he's got a mana leak here?
I don't know. I don't know that Mana League is really where you want to be as the Esper deck.
Or a null? Here's a path.
I don't know why a null would be a thing.
It could counter an enchantment spell.
Oh, yeah, it definitely could.
I'm just BSing, man.
Anyway.
Well,
So now this
there's that.
lingering souls looks much worse.
Concur.
But I think that's the scenario that you want to cast this Eidolon pre-combat, so that he doesn't get to look at the top card of his library when he paths the Goblin Guide.
Okay. So we are without a black source here. I lied.
Black Source achieved. Geist is a big one.
Yeah, this is a great card.
That's a hard one to interact with, but it's going to force a race here.
Concur.
Is that a Flames of the Blood hand in his hand? Oh my goodness. That's taking me back.
So Flames of the Blood Hand deals them damage, deals 4, and they can't gain life, right?
Yes.
It's old Skullcrack. Used to be a mainstay in this burn deck.
Also, damage can't be prevented,
Interesting.
which is relevant.
Yeah, so this will also prevent damage, or prevent cards like
Baneslayer Angel.
Core Firewalker from not dying to like an earthquake.
Certainly, or blocking a
Alright.
Eidolon.
Alright, so here's a Monastery Swiftspear coming in.
Really pushing the envelope here.
I would take, yeah, I think Steven takes,
He's in the tank.
I think I heard him say no blocks.
The only thing he's taking is time deciding.
Alright. So Dan's gonna fetch.
Running out the Flames of the Blood hand here is a little bit ballsy. Like, you have a Lightning Helix that you can run out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know he's playing cards that gain him life.
Maybe he's just on the plan of like, while he's tapped out, I should deal as much damage as I can.
Certainly, but if he's not blocking with this Geist, and you know you're going to have to race, this Lightning Helix represents a 6-point life swing. Oh.
So
he's doing that anyway.
Steven's gonna go to 13.
Does he have a Bolton hand that I didn't see?
Dan's gonna net himself 1 life. He's gonna suspend a Rift Bolt.
Okay. Seems like some odd sequencing, but that's fine.
That's alright.
Maybe he was playing around days.
Sure. So Schnelle could. Oh man.
Man, if he can cast that, that could be a big deal here.
Yeah, Leyline of Singularity could do the deed. Or Leyline of Sanctity.
Leyline of Singularity makes everything legendary.
Right. I was going to say.
There's a Fetid Heath.
There it is.
Alright. So I'm not sure how this works, whether he can force Dan to play the Rift Bolt, or if Dan can choose to leave the Rift Bolt suspended.
Easy peasy, just for your triggers.
Well, no, no, you. All right, so we're gonna give everything a read here. So Steven can attack for 6, putting Dan to 9, and Dan's hand is basically turned off. But
Well,
then Dan would attack back for 3.
4, if he has to cast this Rift Bolt.
Well, if he has to cast a Rift Bolt, it's going to be on him. It's either one of his creatures or himself. The Geist has Hexproof, and so does...
So depending on...
I think Dan's not even going to ask. I think he's going to just...
So if you send it at the Swift Spear, you get the Prowess trigger, and then you can cast another spell in response
to save
to get
it.
to
Sure.
save it, and then you get to swing in for 3, 4, 5.
You're chilling to 2, but you're only at 7.
Yeah, you're definitely dead next turn if you go this route, and you don't have something else.
Right.
Hitting himself and going to 2 here is not where you want to be.
Interesting. So, is Dan actually at 4? Is this... Wow.
I think Dan's at 2, because he had to deal 3 to himself with the Rift Bolt, and he took 2 off of the Eidolon.
I'm sure... I think our spotter on the floor has it right.
Okay, well, guess I'm just wrong then.
Well, no, because he was at 9 at the end of Schnelle's turn.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. What else is new?
I think if you play the tape back, you've been right way more times than I have on this, in this booth.
So it looks like the draw was a Sacred Foundry, which isn't going to do anything here.
If you can call it a booth. Oh, man. So the ley line goes the distance.
As it often does against Burn Deck, it is really strong there.
These burn decks, are they running the full Wax Wayne?
I don't think they run Wax Wayne. I think they would rather run Wear and Tear before they ran Wax Wayne.
Oh, my bad. Wear and Tear. I named the wrong split card.
I didn't see any green, so we know he's not running Atarkas. So I would assume there's like some way to deal with it in the board.
Just Destructive Revelry
Destructive Revelry, yeah.
was the way the 3-color burn decks used to.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You would actually get the damage with the Revelry as well. It was a nice one.
Atarkas is opponents, right?
Oh, is it how they... It's not a direct, like, I'm going to kill this card, we're just going to play with our wordings?
Right.
Nice. I like it. Well, I'm real happy for Schnelle that he squeaked out a win here. That was a very timely ley line.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you can't even on turn 0, turn 4 is the next best thing. So that was exciting. Shows you how powerful that card is.
I think turn 3 would be the next best thing.
How are you gonna generate a mana in
What do
this
you mean,
Esper deck?
how you gonna generate a mana? What do you mean?
In this Esper deck, if you say some stupid shit like Simian Spirit Guide,
I'm not even gonna say
Stone
stupid.
Cavern.
Yeah, just like a talisman of dominance.
if you find me one Esper list that's played a Talisman of Dominance and not it, don't give me a Tezzerator list.
How about a Pentad Prism? Is that better for you?
Oh gosh, you know how I feel about Pentad Prism. My favorite thing about Pentad Prism is that after you use it, it just like hangs around.
Yeah.
It's like liquor that comes in a really nice bottle, and you just can't bring yourself to throw the bottle away. You're like, man, somebody like cared a lot about the design of this bottle.
You are a grown-ass man.
Throw my liquor bottles away.
Throw your liquor bottles away. Recycle your liquor bottles.
Recycle. Help the environment.
Back when I was living with my brother, I know you came over several times, but he had like a wall of shelves that is just filled with empty Cabo Wabo bottles.
What a classy gentleman, Cabo Wabo.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the Van Hagar?
Is that his jam? That's tequila, right?
Yes.
I can't throw this bottle away. A client gave me a bottle of wine that apparently every label is unique.
Oh,
Holy
interesting.
smokes. 3 games, 3 Goblin Guides. At least there's a path to follow up this one. I hope he passed just upkeep path.
So is Leyline worth more than Circle of Protection red for the burn matchup if you're running white? Yes. COP red requires a mana investment every turn that you're going to activate it.
Yeah, concur.
Ends up costing much more than the maximum 4 that Sanctity would cost.
Alright, shows him the... Yeah, hey, thanks for the land.
Hopefully I
Now-
answered your question, double gay David Bowie.
Is that this guy's name? Listen, I'd like to set the record straight. David Bowie was a bisexual.
Okay.
A noted bisexual. I'm not going to put up with bisexual erasure here in the chat.
Noted.
Noted. So here comes the path on the Goblin Guide. He's got the good paths.
He does have the good pass.
I switched mine to the good paths. I got 4 of the Modern Masters ones.
Okay. Thank heavens.
Could not find the best paths, but I switched to the good path from the old F&M ones.
Alright, 2 Rift Bolts on deck.
2 Rift Bolts. Got 2 nice F&M Rift Bolts.
Yeah, those are some nice ones. Are they both of them? Yeah, they're both F&M. There's just weird lighting on one of them.
Correct.
Man, this is not where Schnelle wants to be.
Agree. Good path. Good. Noobiz EDH. Anubis? Is there a commander called Anubis?
No, but
Anubis, the Egyptian god?
the Egyptian god of, was it death and rebirth? Or is it just like judgment? I don't know.
Jackal, doing cool jackal.
Yeah. I think it's death and rebirth.
Oh well, this guy's got a sweet handle then, and he's gonna build an Anubis EDH deck. He's already planning it.
Well, there's no Anubis in
Amonkhet?
Amonkhet.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
there's
not
gonna
one of
be-
the gods.
There's gonna be some god with a jackal's head.
Yeah, there's definitely the black god's definitely a jackal god.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe this guy's got an EDH deck planned.
A mono black deck. Man, it's gonna take a lot to get me off of Erebos for mono black.
That deck has to just be completely unreasonable.
I mean,
What about Chainer?
Chainer's nothing compared to Erebos.
Erebos is players can't gain life.
Yeah, that is just so crippling.
Um.
All right, so Lingering Souls. We're gonna get the actual spirits here,
Oh man.
not the good ones. That's the second best spirit.
Best League Access token?
The one they printed in Eternal Masters and Modern Masters.
Here's Flames of the Bloodhand.
Oh yeah, that one's insane.
Forged.
No,
And this
you're
looks
out of
like
your mind.
this is one of those burn games where Dan has literally just tapped all his land every turn, and put together 20 points of burn.
Still had all this burn.
Still
Wish you had more life for me to play with, idiot.
Yeah, he.
Sign this slip.
So 3 Rift Bolts, Goblin Guide. 3 Rift Bolts is 9, Goblin Guide's 11. Boros Charm is 15. Flames of the Bloodhand makes 19, and Schnelle fetched once.
Yep.
So that's all you got. That's all you got.
And G. Let me fill out this slip real quick.
Alright, so you guys have 20 minutes to go relax until we find round 4 awesome action. I want to thank Dan and Steven for sitting down and having it out on the camera for us.
Yeah. It was a little too hot for Schnelle to handle.
Too cold to throw.
I don't know if that's true. But we'll be back here in about 20 minutes.